Hey, what's going on everyone, it's GeoQuack here. Welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. Today I woke up with the bright idea. I shouldn't put it that way. Well, maybe it's not a bright idea, but I wanted to play an arbitrary world on no move, but each time but after each game the pixels get lower and lower. Now I have a point threshold that I'm going to try and reach. So starting with full pixels, I have to try and get a score of 20,000. Then once we half the pixels, I have to try and get 15,000. And then I have that half, and I have to try and get 10,000 points. And then for the final game, I put it down to the lowest amount of pixels possible and try to get a 5,000 point score. So it should be relatively hard, but we're going to give it a go anyways, so let's just hop into the first game. Now, in arbitrary worlds is typically quite a lot easier than other maps, and this is no exception considering that we have the Mongolian tent. As long as I get the country every time, I should be good. I don't know where this is in Mongolia. I thought somewhere in between Ulaanbaatar and Erdenet, maybe somewhere here, maybe even Khujirt, something. I'm going to try that. Yeah, nice. We were very close. I would have been a lot closer than Erdenet, though. Round 2, and it looks like we're probably in Central Europe. I was thinking Czechoslovakia. I don't know. This round poll definitely makes me think more of Czechia. Architecture would definitely fit, too. I think we can slam it in Czechia. Anything else that could give the country away? It doesn't really look like it. I've never seen these electricity boxes. They're not too helpful. But with the architecture, I might head towards Brno. Yeah, that was a very close guess. So we're definitely on track to get 20k. Okay, this one might actually be my home country. No, it's not. Never mind. The road lines kind of looked like it at first. I think this is actually France. Architecture would make sense. The road definitely does appear to make sense. Are there any other places it could be? I thought Denmark, but I don't think so. I think a guess in the middle of France could be pretty good. Maybe even with this red road a bit closer to Dijon. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, again, very good guess. We're actually on track to get a good score here. Let's see what the fourth round is, and it's Senegal. So, will we be able to get the road? It looks like it will be probably somewhere south. I was considering this road. In fact, that angle lines up super nicely. I honestly think we might have it. Do we just lock it in? Yeah, we did actually get the road. Just 2.9 kilometers away there, we almost got a perfect score. We're on track to almost get 23k, and this is Turkey. I think it is, right? Surely it's not Cyprus. Could it ever be Cyprus? I think I've actually seen something like this similar in Cyprus. Where's that lake? If it is Cyprus, it has to be like either this lake or that lake maybe even. But I do like the idea of Turkey more. With all these pine trees, it has to be somewhere in West Turkey, so I think a guess here could be good. And it was actually Greece. I considered that as well, but we got 22,831. So we absolutely smashed the threshold. Now this is where things get interesting though. We open up Extensor, turn on Pixelate, and we have to turn to about half. So half should be around there. I can immediately tell this is going to be a lot harder. Right, into the second game, and this is what we're working with now. You can still zoom in, but you can see it's a lot harder. I can just barely make out that I think that that's a mosque, which that would definitely indicate us towards Turkey. I think we don't have a car, which would also make sense. But if it is Turkey, yeah, this pole top definitely would make sense. I thought the European side of Turkey maybe, or possibly somewhere near Ankara. Maybe Ankara is a safer guess with the mountains. Well, it was too mountainous for the European side of Turkey, but I mean, I would have been way better off over there. Alrighty. This is very tough off the bat. Okay, that's interesting. Someone took a steering wheel off the car and stuck it on a pole. The buildings just feel way too Peruvian, and I think these are possibly Peruvian bollards. Yeah, it definitely does look like it, but where would we be in Peru then? Wait, maybe with this car, I think it's actually the northern section, right? It should be up here somewhere. I'm not like 100% confident, but I think with this car, it would make sense. And yeah, it was there. We were just 60 kilometers away. Another great guess. Now we are in Israel, possibly. Yeah, car would make sense. Yellow outer lines. Vegetation just feels like it's... Vegetation-wise, it definitely feels a lot more like the north. I think a guess near Haifa could be good. Where do we think? Can we even line this road up? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was north. I'm gonna stick with my guts. Is this divided? It is. This is not a divided road. There's no point in really scanning for it. I know the approximate area, so... Okay, it was actually near Jerusalem. That also makes sense, but it just didn't really come to mind. Still very safe on points. We only need 1.7k more. So realistically, this game should be in the bag. Okay, this one's actually a bit tougher though. Sun is to the northwest. Which, I mean, okay, with the blue car, yeah, everything does make sense for Australia. It did look like Europe at first, but I changed my mind now. Are they spam fence posts? Not necessarily. Yeah, maybe it's like the north of the South Island, somewhere up here. But yeah, everything does make sense for Australia. near Nelson. I think that could be a relatively good guess. Polls don't give us much information. Yeah, we'll try it. Okay, wow. Some of these guesses have been completely insane. Only 35 kilometers away there. We're on track to once again get 23k. That would be living the dream, right? And this time we actually are in Turkey. That's a snow-capped mountain with tiled roofs. I think we can just send it in like near here. Okay, it was a bit more south, but we finish off with 22,385, so we smashed the threshold once again. But now things get a lot more tricky, because we need to half this half, which means we only have 1/4 of our pixels remaining. Not going to be the easiest. Yeah, as you can see, this is diabolical. But we do have white card here, so I can immediately tell this is Colombia. Although that card doesn't have a yellow plate, that's intriguing. With white card, I don't think it should be Mexico. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're driving on the left. So this is actually Thailand. This thing on the pole was confusing me as well. That's definitely more common in Thailand. Yeah, in Colombia, you'll definitely see yellow license plates most of the time. So this is actually going to be Thailand. Vegetation reminds me of the East. Let's lock it in. Okay, it was actually near Bangkok, but still a relatively good result. Alright, so loading into round 2, and I thought Belgium at first. I think this poll's more French, actually. And we do have double-sided blue, which does make sense for France. The difference between the French plates and the Italian plates is that, first of all, Italian plates always have blue on both sides, and France doesn't always, as you can see with this car. That's not even a European car. What the heck? But Italian plates are typically way more squished and shorter. I mean, everything here just looks like suburb of Paris, maybe. Could be Paris, maybe Le Mans, Angers, Nantes. But I think I'm just gonna send Paris. And it was just outside of Paris. Once again, that's a great score. We're already almost at 10,000, which is kind of surprising. I think we're back in Thailand, by the way. Yeah, we definitely are. We have these white square signposts, very typical of Thailand. White car once again, and we're driving on the left. Everything ticks out for Thailand here. We can send it in the middle, I think. Okay, well, this time it actually was east. So I messed up the vibes on both of them, but nonetheless, a great score. Peru, I think, right? Is it Peru? I think it might be Peru. Small cam would make sense. It's like one of the only countries in South America with small cam. I don't think Colombia has it yet. Brazil does have it. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking somewhere around like Puno, but I think that it definitely could be like one of these lakes up here as well. Puno is definitely a safer guess, and I think it just looks more like it, right? Let's try it. Ah, okay, it was up there. Should have left my guess there. We're already way past the score that we need. So, I mean, we can throw on this round, but I do want to actually guess where it is. And my thought was Netherlands with these lines. I think it could be Denmark as well. You know, I really can't see anything. That might be a yellow plate, by the way. I think that is actually a yellow plate. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to send Netherlands. And it was indeed Netherlands. We were only 37 kilometers away. So we finished off with almost 22,000 once again. This is going a lot better than I thought. But now this is where things get really, really tricky. What are you supposed to make out of this? I can't see anything here. Well, this is the sky. That's good to know. I mean, we're basically just like color grading at this point, right? This is an art lesson.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Yeah, okay, you know, it's not at all what I was imagining. This is definitely going to be a lot harder than the other rounds. We only got 8 points from that, by the way.
We don't make mistakes.
Okay, very green alphabet. What am I supposed to do here? I don't know. Where's the sun? Can we find the sun? That's the sun. Sun is to the north of us. So Philippines wouldn't really make sense. I suppose Indonesia could make sense. But I think with sun north, it would be most safe to guess South America. If it is South America, I don't know. I thought Peru. Looks like Gen 4 seems pretty vibrant, so we'll try it. Okay, it was New Zealand. Yeah.
We have happy accidents.
That was once again really hard. Does make sense, I suppose, but it's just so hard, right? All of a sudden, everything has gone way harder. We're on 20 points in total, I think. Yeah, we are. And this, yeah, I don't know what to say here. I'm just guessing America. Can we see the sun, actually? Sun, maybe it's a bit more to the south, but it's hard to tell. Let's just lock it in. Okay, well, this is not going well. That could have been any force on planet Earth. We're on a grand score of 84 right now. This one might actually be gettable, though. I'm going to send in Kyrgyzstan, but I have no idea.
We don't make mistakes.
Brother, like, how are you getting Quebec here? The colors do make sense for Kyrgyzstan. I'm coping, I know, but it's really, really hard, okay? So we basically have to get a perfect score if we want to reach that 5,000 point thresholds. Zooming in really doesn't help because, yeah, I don't know what anything is. I mean, this might be like a yellow house. That's a window, I think. Yellow and white house, what would that make sense for? Maybe like Spain or Portugal? Yeah, it seems very colored, right? Yeah, we're gonna try it. Oh, finally. At least one decent guess. Is it what I actually thought it was? Yes, okay. I'm not stupid. Zooming in maybe actually would have helped, but once again, that was super, super hard. Well, we actually almost did it. We got a score of 4,181. We only needed 900 more points, but yeah, that one's like really, really impossible. Well, we completed the first game, second game, and third game without any issues, but this fourth one, we failed completely. That was a very fun challenge. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. And on that note, I'll catch you guys in the next one.